Hi, this is Deb, and I'm going to walk you through what I consider to be one of the biggest assignments in this class. We're in Module 4, and we're talking about photosynthesis and respiration, and I've made videos for those, and link you also to crash course videos that will help, because this is kind of complex chemistry, but we're going to use it and apply it when you design and run a heart rate lab, because what your heart's doing is pumping that oxygen around that you use in respiration through your whole body. So we're talking respiration here. Okay, so we look inside, and what do you need to do to get started? Decide on a group member if you want to. You don't have to. You can do this alone if you desire. Just go to the discussion board and post that you're looking for a member if you want to. Then after you've done, and email me what you do, then create your blog. I'll show you how to do that. And you want to look at the example. Spend some time thinking about this. Don't just kind of throw off your first idea and type it up and think you're done. This will be when you may be cursing me at home, you may be worn out and think, what is wrong with her? Because I won't let you pass and run your lab until it is perfect. And so I will I'll keep putting comments in your blog and say, oh, you need to fix this and this. Let me know when you get that done. And then if you don't fix it the way that to precisely as I need you to, you keep on working on that revision. And sometimes we go back 3 or 4 times. So if you want to save time and frustration, spend some time and make sure you get it all covered the first time or close to. All right, when is this going to happen? Module 4 and Module 5. All right, you're going to research, brainstorm, and write the whole procedure and hypothesis in this module and get it approved by me as a comment in your blog. You can't run it until you get that approval. Then run your experiment. Next module, or sooner if you get done, and write your conclusion. It's where you use all your data and analyze it. All right, so we talked a little bit already about the due dates, Module 4 and Module 5. The first thing you're going to do is create your blog. You're going to copy in this information right here. That's that file that's attached. And it's all the questions you're going to answer. It's a structure for your hypothesis and your procedure. Then when you finish your data and running it, you'll add that information here. So how do we do this? All right. I use a PC, so Control A. However you highlight all of it on your computer, I highlighted it and I just copied it. Let's get that out of the way. And let's go to the heart rate blog so you can see how it goes. You can, right here is where you can get to it, or you can get to it through apps and blogs. Either way works. Heart rate blogs. All right, you're going to create a blog entry. My computer is being slow. And then paste in that entire document you just copied right there. And then Deb's heart rate lab. And then I post my entry. So boom, you'll see over here, there I am. And it's all ready for me to now start writing my, answering these questions first. These questions on part 1 will help you figure out what you're doing and how to do it. And then we'll look at exactly how to do it. All right? So I created my blog, and now I'm ready for what my instructions are going to be. And so print off both of these and read them first. I will tell you, if you've ever done that experiment, or it's just an activity that you might have done in any class, where they have you explain to another person how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You might say, put on the peanut butter. Well, you didn't tell them to open the jar, pick up the knife, unscrew the jar, put peanut butter on the knife, then spread it evenly over the bread. Oops, forgot that. Get the bread out. So there are all these steps that we assume you already know. So what's going to make you crazy probably is I expect you to put all those steps in your procedure. So anyone can run your lab and recreate exactly the same thing that you design simply by following your instructions. So your instructions, that's what I give you all the feedback in over and over and over, are those instructions. All right, let's look at them then. Well, the structure for what we're starting out to do. All right, you're going to write a hypothesis, and it needs to be an if-then statement. If this happens, so that's going to be your experimental variable. Remember when you did those for the scientific validity of advertising? You're going to use that information here, and I'm hoping you can plug it right in. So if student performs 30 jumping jacks in 30 seconds, clapping the hands together over the head while jumping and spreading the feet, see, pretty darn clear instructions, with feet landing approximately 18 inches apart. Yep, that's a good if part. That's your experimental variable. Then what's going to happen? Then heart rate will increase or decrease. You can have your experiment do either, but this one will increase when measured by pulse rate, taken in the wrist or the carotid. You have to decide immediately after the activity. All right, is what usually is done. The things that people forget is you have to clearly define the speed of your activity. Walking briskly isn't going to do it because different people walk briskly at different rates. So an easy fix to that is to have them do it to the beat of a specific song that you put in your instructions, that they will do this to the beat of that song. Don't just say they're going to listen to it, because that's not making it clear. You can listen to it and do it whatever rate you want. That song is to provide the rate of their jumping, of their running, of their jogging, of their walking, whatever it is you've decided, if you have one like that. People often have ones that are like meditation or breathing to decrease their heart rate. So you can go whatever way you want. I enjoy it, and I end up, honestly, I may teach around 100 students a semester. It's very likely I'll get 100 different labs. So it's probably the most specific feedback you'll ever get in any class. All right. Now, you have to control as many variables as you can. You're going to use your friends and family, if they are healthy and don't have heart issues, for your subjects. You can do it yourself as well if you don't have any friends or family you want to use. So right then we have a huge amount of uncontrolled variables in age, in fitness, in smoking or not, in whatever. It goes on and on. So you're going to make a list and try to control as many of those as possible. Here are the variables that you need to think about. You need to put in your variables to control that they will not have caffeine in any form, coffee, tea, or chocolate at least 4 hours before you run your experiment, and more is even better. On the day, you need to put this in your procedure. Before you begin, you will ask the subject to rate themselves on stress or if they're ill or exhausted. That could impact your data. If they're highly stressed or really exhausted, note that in your observational data, but you can still let them go ahead and do it, because if their heart rate is higher, when you analyze that data, you will refer back to that saying they were exhausted, blah, 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 blah. Does that make sense? All right, you need to say the time of day and what day. To do it on Monday morning at 6 would be very different from Saturday night at 11 p.m. So be very clear. Remember the peanut butter jelly sandwich instructions? Clear. Day of the week, a work or school day. And I usually ask you to have the subject sitting when the pulse is taken, so that, because standing actually increases the pulse rate. So sitting, then they do the activity, and then they sit down immediately and you take the pulse again. And you have to say that in your procedure. Have them turn off everything, distractions. This should be part of your controlled variables, that all cell phones and electronic devices are turned off, except for the music if you're using that. All right.